Counselor? There's a raccoon stuck in the vending machine.
That's so annoying. I wanted a snack.
Welcome to Trail Mix.
Our mini episodes from Camp Counselors podcast.
Each week, the stories come from you, our Camp Shady Birch campers.
We want to hear your juicy gossip,
Top secret confessions,
embarrassing and scary stories.
and sprinkle in our sage counselor advice.
Trail Mix is for the campers.
And God, do we love ya.
Hey, happy campers!
Welcome back to Trail Mix.
This is our mini episode where we read listener-submitted stories brought to you by listeners like you.
Thank you. Hi, campers. Checking in. Hope you're having a good day, because I'm not.
Let's talk about it.
My Monday morning has been ruined because I didn't have a fresh cup of joe this morning. I like a hot coffee in the morning because it lets my bowels start to move and shift.
No cuppa for papa.
No, well, I had a cup. Of course I did. I got Dunkin'. I had to. But I didn't want to do Dunkin' this morning. I wanted a fresh hot coffee, but I couldn't because guess what happened to me last night? I was actually being proactive in filling the coffee. We have a Smeg, our Smeg coffee maker with water and the coffee filter and the grounds the night before because I love waking up in the morning and just hitting the button.
Mm-hmm.
I hate waking up in the morning half awake and having to do all that.
That seems like such a punishment from the universe, is not having your coffee and having to make your coffee.
I just want to hit the button. I don't want to have to fill up the line and do the 4 scoops, whatever. It annoys me. But so I'm trying to be proactive. And when we got home yesterday, I spent like 3 hours cleaning the house. It's been really messy ever since we came back from tour and like traveling from the holidays. It's just like, there's just shit everywhere. So I spent a lot of time cleaning. The kitchen was looking sparkling. Gorgina. And I am trying to fill up the water as my last little task for the night. And you were doing some dishes and I was being aggressive and trying to just stay on my schedule that I have made up that no one else is asking me to be on. And I tried to reach around you to fill up the water in the coffee pot. And as I was putting it towards the sink that you were already using, that I should have just waited for my turn, I accidentally hit the side of my Smeg coffee pot against the granite countertop. And it was this loud crunch. And yeah.
The room fell silent.
I cracked the coffee pot.
You cracked the Smeg coffee pot. And campers, if you don't know what Smeg is, first time I had heard about them was on, I think, the Kardashians. Like I saw they had Smeg toasters and they had Smeg like coffee pots. I'm like, what is that trendy brand? And then they did a collab with like, I think it was Dolce & Gabbana.
Well, that's not why I got it. I got it because they're just like cute and they're vintage looking and they're fun. I think a lot of campers know what Smeg is.
Okay, well, I'm just saying for the campers that don't, they also have like refrigerators and shit like that. And they're cute, they're vintage, but they're kind of expensive. And I don't love using the pot.
Oh, I love it. I actually am so bought into the whole brand. I think it's so fun and it's so functional. And I think it works so well. It is expensive. I think the coffee pot, it's like $100 when like you can get like a Mr. Coffee for probably like $30, $20. But it's like, this is an appliance that sits on your counter. It's like, do you need a KitchenAid? No, but if you want it's like, I like it and I'm going to keep it.
I think it looks good on the counter, but when you fill up the back of it, there's no possible way to empty the entire pot into it.
I know.
Because the way that it's like not ergonomic and then you end up dumping out the water. Clearly the coffee pot is a little brittle. I don't know. I don't think we get the bang for the buck. I think it's too expensive to be not so functional.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I went on Amazon and they did have a replacement coffee pot. And like you could get a different brand, but I'm like, that's so crazy to me. I'm like, you have to replace I'm not going to get a cheaper coffee pot that's not the same brand. That's nuts.
I agree because I tried that with even like our toothbrush heads because I'm like, I don't want to pay the Philips Sonicare price, but it always comes in and something's wrong. It's always jiggling. It's always off. I've tried like 4 different off brands and I've spent way more than if I would have just done it right in the first place.
Well, the replacement was $40 and the reviews were under 4.5. And it was basically people saying that these things tend to break. One woman has had 4 of them break in a year. And to that, I want to pull her aside and say, okay, let's point the mirror back at ourselves and say, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, you don't have to like really gorilla grip it.
Because this was my fault. Like, I think it was a tender bump, but like at the end of the day, like I did bump it and it is glass.
Yeah.
So we can't have coffee for 3 days because Amazon's not going to have it till Wednesday and we're recording on a Monday. And by the time it gets here, it'll be past morning.
It's going to be next week because then we're gone.
No, we'll be here Wednesday. It'll be here Wednesday when we get here.
Okay. All right, we'll see. Oh, another thing, when I'm pouring the coffee, it'll like drip down the side.
Well, we're never getting a Smeg sponsorship now. I'm trying to save us, but you've tarnished the brand for everybody.
Sorry, Smeg.
I love a Smeg. I think they're gorgeous. I'm mad at myself for being a rushy Raoul. And that was me being a rushy Raoul.
Okay, should we get into today's stories?
We should. I have a story about a dead battery, a terrible hookup, but with a cute ending.
Oh, I've got a story about twins that hate each other.
That makes me sad. Okay, and then I have a story about a mommy and me yoga class that takes a wet and wild turn.
Oh, God.
Let's get into it. This is a really big secret. Thank God we're on a body of water. This is Confession Canoe. Welcome back to Confession Canoe, campers. Forgive me, counselor, for I have sinned, and I'm bringing it to camp court to spread my truth. This is the camper speaking. I'm reading their dialogue here. Well, that's what the part of the show's about.
Yeah, role playing right there.
Yeah, that was what I was looking for, role play. And this is a really fun story. I'm excited to read this. Hey, happy counselors. She wrote camp counselors. I'm totally just ad-libbing the whole story, apparently. First line, and I'm making a creative change. That's not okay, Zachary. I just read what they wrote. But I'm like, well, I could make it better. No, this is a good story. I'm typing this email out as me and my husband drive home from the Detroit show.
Oh.
Still giggling about, and I won't read it because I want you to be surprised if you're coming and this part is staying in the show.
Oh, reference about the show.
This is a story Gigi would have loved. It was about Gigi.
Okay.
A little special moment that I do in the show. So if you haven't bought tickets yet, come see the show. We've already talked about it enough, but this Detroit camper approves. Okay, so anyways, let's go back, way back to 2018. I got super drunk and sent snaps to this guy I was friends with, telling him I really liked him and wanted him to find true love. Okay, implying that you are his true love. I like that. She's just being crazy. He invited me, a very food-motivated girly, to go on a date on a cold, icy March, Michigan Wednesday afternoon. The way he enticed me to go on said date was by saying there's this place at the mall that says they have the world's best orange chicken. Sold. You know I love a good mall food court. First of all, if you start to date me and tell me the world's best orange chicken is at this mall, I'm like this camper. You've sold me. Shackle me up. I'm going along.
Unless it's like that one story that we read about the Ed Sheeran lookalike. They were at the mall in that orange chicken. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was a first date too.
Oh my God. Yeah. Orange. And this date takes a twisted turn. Orange chicken always maybe is the catalyst for bad fortune.
It might be bad fortune.
Do you like do you ever get orange shrimp?
They don't really have it offered. It's not really that available, which is annoying because you got the sauce and you got the tofu, you got the shrimp. Just toss it in that crazy sauce. When I ate chicken, that's sesame. What comes with the sesame?
Sesame has got the sesame on it. That's how you know it's her because she's covered in zest.
Well, I don't know because I haven't had it in so long, but I'm ready for something new from a Chinese restaurant.
Can I be freaky? Sometimes I get the orange beef. And I don't like when beef is called beef because I'm like, what is the beef? It's not orange steak. It's just orange beef. So why isn't this considered steak?
Not all beef is steak. It's like a rectangle and a square.
I know, but when you typically eat beef by the whole, it's steak.
Why are you eating the beef whole?
You know how steak is one piece?
Yeah.
And if it's beef, ground up. But then what is this beef? Do you see what I'm saying here?
I see what you're
where
saying.
Is it cut from and why is that not steak? Why is it just beef? That seems lower grade.
Yeah, can we get a map? You know those maps of
we need a butcher.
The cuts.
We need Rex. Who's Rex? The butcher. Rex, we need to get our camp butcher is Rex. We share him with Nora from Christmas with the Cranks. Do we have a camper who's a butcher? I need to know about this, but I do like the...
They're not going to know either. They're like, beef is beef. I don't know.
No,
Pepsi is Pepsi.
Because it's not. Because then what's steak?
Steak is beef, but beef is not steak.
One thing we're not going to do is take answers from Jonathan about beef. That's what we're not going to do.
Listen, let's squash the beef and move on.
Okay, well, this isn't even about beef. This is about orange chicken. And our camper is enticed, and let's get back to it. The problem was it was an hour away.
Oh, God.
This said famous orange chicken mall. And I did not have a car. See, I was a 20-year-old broke nursing student, still living at home. I bribed my parents and brother, stating I was going to hang out with a friend and got to use my brother's Saturn Ion. The only caveat was that I needed to be back early before dark. I thought, ha, sure, okay. And I promised I would be. I showered, mind you, shaving every crevice of my body. I mean, I was going through my hoe phase at the time, and I was on my way. Girl, don't ever apologize. Shave it up and send it going.
Shave it up and send it out.
Yeah, honestly, like hot off the printing press, smooth as a baby's bottom, our camper was on her way. Keep this in mind, I did not drive the Saturn very often. After an hour of hyping myself up, listening to the same 4 Big Time Rush songs over and over, I finally rolled up to my date.
Big Time Rush.
Well, it got her going. Whatever gets you going. For me, it's Destiny's Child. That just like, I always feel better.
I love that.
I was excited pretty much through the car and park, and I nervously met my date. Let's call him Robert, outside of a surprisingly nice apartment complex. We drifted off to the mall.
Wait, like, why is she surprised?
Well,
Imagine
sometimes
him,
you pull up
hearing
to
that
the
back.
address and you're like, oh, this is nice. And you didn't check ahead of time.
Okay.
That never happens to you.
Well, yeah, but I'm not like, oh, I'm shocked this guy I'm talking to lives in a nice apartment
Well,
building.
she's 20. So we could assume he's around a similar age. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got money.
I guess that makes sense. We're listening to Big Time Rush.
Okay, well, they head out on this date in his Toyota Solara. That sounded like a lawnmower. I was thriving. I felt like that bitch. We go to this very fancy mall. I knew it was nice because there was a Lush. We don't have those where I live. That's true. Like a Lush is only in a nice mall. They don't put it in a lower end mall. Like in my Dartmouth mall where I grew up and I worked, there was no Lush. And there wouldn't be. That doesn't make sense.
No, it
You gotta
doesn't.
go to Providence Place.
Oh, they got Lush there.
They got a Lush there. And they also used to have a Tivana.
Oh.
Tivanas are also a sign of a nice mall.
Did Tivanas have...
They're dead.
Are they...
They're dead. They're dead. And because you were giving too much free TOA and no one was buying tea.
No, it's true.
Loose leaf is a hard sell. It always has been.
It is a hard sell. There was a place, I forget what it was called, Henry's. It's someone's name, but it was right below
You
right
talked about
above
this.
the Lush. Yeah, I used to get the Buddha blend.
Yeah, and they're gone.
Are they?
Yeah, but they're not there anymore.
Oh.
Because you tried to show me Henry's.
Yeah, I think it was Henry's or something. But they had, how they displayed it was cool. They were in like the tubes and they were color coded. So it was like
fun.
a full gradient behind the wall. And it just was lovely. It really was.
No, I like that. Tea's a hard sell.
Then again, they didn't even make us pay for it because we like would hook each other up with stuff. So I never paid for tea a day in my life.
And look where they are now.
In the dit.
Well, this story's about to take a turn.
Oh, God.
We ate the mediocre orange chicken and went back to his apartment. That's all our camper says about that. And I want to, because we just spent so much time getting here, I'm going to stretch that out a little bit. So it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
So you were lied to, or their marketing is a lie. It's that elf marketing, world's best coffee.
Says who?
Our camper said it was mediocre. Well, maybe if it
Bummer.
was fresh, but sometimes when it's sitting out, now I want orange chicken.
I know,
Well,
did we get Chinese? What time is that?
They went back to their apartment, and his apartment was surprisingly very empty. The TV was on the microwave box, the mattress on the floor. I'm laughing so hard right now remembering this. So, yeah, you can't judge a book by its cover. Apartment complex, great. Oh, there's a pool table in the lobby. His apartment, in ruins.
I can't tell. Is this like, did he spend all of his money there or is he just a straight guy?
And you know what? Could it be both? Could it be one? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
But she didn't care. One thing led to another, and we ended up nunu-nanaing. Can you guys please clarify how to spell this? For me, it's Nononana. Or is it Noo?
No, I think it's Nununana.
And
I think it's really the nunu-nana of it all that you can just spell it how you want. We've gotten emails where people spelled it New.
That's what our camper did.
Oh, yeah. We've got people had t-shirts with NU dash. I saw an underscore somewhere.
I kind of like the NU. Now that I say it, Nununana.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make it that.
But are they separate?
Nunu-nana. Okay, I got to keep thinking. We have to finish the story.
We have to.
It was so bad. 2 out of 10. He most definitely was not very experienced. Oh, the sex.
Bad chicken, bad sex.
Oh my God. Bad chicken, bad sex.
This is awful.
Can it get any worse? It can. When all was said and done, he said, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?"
Oh, and it just did.
I noticed through the rickety blinds the lights of a car driving by, and my first thought was, oh my God, I didn't turn off the car lights. I get dressed and run out to my car. Sure enough, it would not turn on. The battery is dead. It's dark, late, and cold. She was supposed to be home already. I'm over an hour away after my curfew, and I shamefully call my parents, freaking out. They, in return, freak out. My brother is screaming in the background saying I broke his car. All while this guy I just banged is standing back watching this mess unfold. He says he will figure it out and just give me a jump. He searches for the battery and we can't find it.
Oh no.
He calls his uncle over and he can't find the battery. After about a cold hour, my brother finally calls, screams, the battery is in the trunk. How was I supposed to know that? That is weird.
That is weird.
I wouldn't have thought that.
But some cars have that, obviously.
I'm literally just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
Anyways, long story short, my date jumps the car and I drive home with my tail tucked in between my legs, thinking I will never hear from this guy again. My parents rip me to shreds. My brother bans me from using the Saturn and his aux cord. Life is rough.
Oh my God, she literally didn't even have a good meal.
Or good sex. Well, fast forward to today. Yes, Jonathan, we do all say this. The Virgin Rob is now my husband. I coochie caught him from date one.
Oh.
We still to this day joke about it. We both have cars with automatic lights, so we do not have to worry about it anymore. We also majorly upgraded and have bed frames, and skills were learned.
Okay.
Love you guys. Each week we wait until our Saturday suburban errands to listen to the pod, trail mix in between TJ Maxx, Home Goods, and Marshalls. I'm a Snoopy girly, so I'm usually out hunting for ceramic Snoopies, doing some kind of tomfoolery. Signed, the camper with dead flashing light batteries in cabin 69.
Oh,
so she was 69ing date one.
Okay.
Good for you, camper.
Oh, are you guys listening to us right now? I hope you find something Snoopy coded today.
Oh my God. I can't believe through bad sex and bad chicken, we can truly find love.
Yeah. When we first started dating, we had to
Where's
jump
this
my
going?
car. We had to, let me finish. We had to jump my car almost every time I visited you. Remember that?
Well, Jonathan, that car was a piece of trash.
And I miss her to this very day.
This episode of Camp Counselors is sponsored by Factor. Notice how the days are shorter, but your to-do lists aren't? Power through your busy days with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. From breakfast to dinner and anything in between, Factor has easy, nutritious options to keep you fueled and feeling your best. Whether you like routine or you enjoy mixing things up, Factor has you covered with 35 different delicious meals every week and over 60 additional convenience options you can add to your box like keto cookies, pressed juices, and smoothies. Don't let shorter days slow you down. Stay energized with America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service. Find guilt-free comfort foods like home-style chicken and gravy and loaded mashed potato pork chops, feel-good vegan options like sweet potato and chickpea curry, and globally inspired flavors like Peruvian shrimp and red pepper cauli grits. Stay on your A game with quality ingredients you can trust and quality you can taste in every one of Factor's fresh, never frozen meals. Head to factormeals.com/50camp and use code 50camp to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code 50CAMP at factormeals.com/50camp to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping while your subscription is active.
Get out of the water and onto the dock. You're not going to believe what I just heard.
Welcome back to Gossip Talk. This is the part of the show where we chat a little, we spread a little gossip, we sip a little tea, we spill a little tea. This one is a little sad. It's a little emotional.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody grab a Kleenex.
Well, I think it is for from the outside in, but I think for this camper, it's not. So
I have to just hear it.
Yeah, let me just get into it. Hey, happy counselors. A while back, Zach Graham mentioned he never met twins that disliked each other. Well, girls, I'm here to tell you it is possible.
Oh, no.
I'm a 39-year-old twin with my fraternal sister, we'll call her Ashley, being 16 minutes older than me. So I am just going to say I added the name Ashley, and I'm going to call the camper Mary Kate because there was a third sister. And for me, it was like a little I was like, who's
Elizabeth.
she, who's her?
Elizabeth Olsen.
Okay, so the nicknames are given by I. So I'm a 39-year-old twin. My fraternal sister, we'll call her Ashley, is 16 minutes older than me. I'm only saying this because that bitch hasn't let me forget she's older since she could talk. Anyway, for as long as I could remember, we've always butted heads. I had always thought that it was just a sibling thing, but this was toxic. We were constantly fighting. One time, I was so pissed, I slammed her face into a tree. Trust me, she deserved it. Ooh.
Oh. My
Camper.
God, not the pine.
As I've gotten older, I've mellowed out a ton. Oh, thank God. I have been married, had 3 kids, then divorced, all while separating myself from Ashley. She met her nieces and nephew, but she never went out of her way to be a part of their lives. And I tried in this relationship, but every time I would have to be the one to go to her. I would always be the one to send the first text, maybe a picture or two just to get the conversation going. I tried, but she was never interested. After my divorce, I became close with our older sister. She's like a mom 2.0 to my children. She also listens to the podcast per my recommendation. The pod is something we discuss at the gym every weekend.
Yay.
Hi, Elizabeth. Anyway, a few years ago, Ashley was talking to my parents about looking for a new job. When I heard this, from my parents, not from her, of course, I reached out to her because the factory I was working at was hiring. Again, trying to help out, I offered to give a recommendation for her, and if she applied, she would get the job. So she did, and she did. Okay, congratulations. She was working at the factory for about a year before I started hearing the chatter. Yes, my own twin sister was airing out my dirty laundry and outright discussing my personal life to our coworkers.
Oof.
I'm a very private person. I keep my personal business to myself. Occasionally, I'll tell a few funny anecdotes, but I've always felt like my personal stuff is my own, and if I want to tell people, I will tell them myself. So I asked her nicely, "Hey Ashley, I heard you were telling a story earlier. I'd really appreciate it if you didn't discuss that here. You know, people talk in factories. I don't want to be gossip."
Not the factory chatter.
Not the factory gossip talk. Ashley got pissed and started screaming at me and goes, "Okay, guess I'll never talk to another person again here if that makes you happy." Okay.
Or Ashley, talk about your own life,
Right.
not Mary Kate's life.
Seriously.
She got nothing to say?
Okay, not what I said, but maybe if that helps, just don't talk. I didn't say that, but I feel it to this day. A few weeks after that conversation, with my very own ears, I overheard her talking to people. Quote, "Yeah, when Mary Kate was married, her and her husband stole money from their kids' bank accounts." I'm sorry, what? I pulled her aside straight away and I said, "What are you talking about? Where did you get this information and why are you telling people this?" Ashley said, "The truth can be told." Like,
Oh my God, Ashley is a menace.
she's bored. Like, this is your twin sister, girl. I'm sorry, what? I was so fucking pissed. I said, "I have never stolen from my kids ever. Whatever I put into their bank accounts is theirs and it will remain theirs." Ashley said, "Not what mom and dad said."
So did mom and dad really say that? Because that's kind of messy on them too.
Oh, we'll get there. I said, "That is absolutely not true. And even if it was true, why would you blurt it out to people? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you in the head? I never touched my kids' money. You honestly believe this shit?" Ashley doubled down, saying that our parents told her, this time changing the narrative slightly. "Well, mom and dad said your husband took it." I immediately checked the kids' bank accounts, and just as I suspected, no money had been taken. So I went home and I talked to my parents, and their reaction said it all. They never said anything of the sort to Ashley. She made up the whole situation.
Oh my God.
The next day at work, I told Ashley if she ever said anything about me or my kids again, her face would end up back in the tree. You got to say what you have to say. She just can't stop running her mouth. Like, shut up, Ashley. Sit down, please. Ever since then, we have grown even further apart. We don't invite her on family trips. I take with my kids and my older sister and her husband. Ashley finds out and she throws a fit. She only calls our elderly and disabled parents when she needs something. Otherwise, she acts like they don't exist. Our dad falls often due to weakened muscles from chemotherapy and also has a bad heart and from congestive heart failure. He fell one time through drywall. He fell another time through a sliding glass door.
Oh, God.
After telling her that our father fell, she responded, "Only update me when it's serious." I am, bitch. I feel like these are serious incidents. At work on February 22nd, 2022, which is 2/2/2/2/2/2. For some reason, she wanted us to wear matching shirts for Twin Day, probably for attention. She's honestly ruined everything fun about having a twin, and I hate when she brings it up. But I wore a matching shirt that my friend made for us, and management took our picture and hung it up for everyone to see. I wanted to vomit. I hate it so much. Camper, I'm sorry. Your sister sucks. She was let go from our job last year for her attitude. This would not be the first or last time she lost a job because of it. She's been bitter towards me ever since. I guess she's mad because I still work there, ? She went on to say that I'm going against the family for staying at a job that let her go. Like I'm supposed to quit because of her faults. Also, don't pull in a family card if you're not going to help your father, Ashley, okay? Rewind and look in the mirror, babes. I told her that I'm staying here for my family. I'm a single mom with no child support help for my kid's father. I can't up and leave a job that treats me well because they let you go. I have a responsibility and a duty, and I like my job. And then she shifts gears a little bit. She says, and this one might be petty, but I'm venting now. One year for our birthday, she asked me if I liked country music. I said, yeah, a little. She said, good, because I have a Blake Shelton CD I bought for my roommate, but she already had a copy, so I'm giving it to you. It's literally still wrapped and thrown in the back of my closet where it has sat for the past 6 years because I couldn't be bothered dealing with a known regifted gift. How tacky can you be? But I could go on about the nasty things she has done and said about me over the years. Now I only talk to her when I have to, not when I want to. So yes, Zachariah, there are twins out there that do not get along.
That's sad.
Thank God for older sisters. Signed, twinning with the older sister in cabin 24.
It happens, you know? Siblings are still siblings. Look at Tia and Tamara.
No, look at Tia and Tamara. Yeah.
They're not speaking right now.
No, they're not. And I think that situation in particular, it's like so many people are so interested in it because they did so much work in the public eye for so long, like since they were kids, like sister. And I think their lives are private and they just don't want to talk about it. And I think that's fine. But people are definitely enamored by twins, myself included.
I am too, but I'm glad you're setting boundaries and you're making every call correctly. So I'm glad you have your older sister and 100%. Your twin. She can take a hike.
This episode of Camp Counselors is sponsored by Green Chef. Winter is coming, and while our days are shorter, our to-do lists are not. Green Chef can make your busy weeks easier with home delivery of step-by-step recipes and quality whole foods, including organic, fresh produce in every box. Save yourself time meal planning, shopping, and prepping. Everything you need to make fresh, delicious meals is included. Plus, the ingredients are not only high quality, but come pre-measured and prepped, including pre-made sauces and some pre-cut produce. Every week, you'll find menu options for every lifestyle, from Mediterranean meals to customizable plant-based options and certified gluten-free recipes. Chef Green makes it easy to support whole body health and wellness-focused solutions for every meal from breakfast to dessert. I enjoy cooking, believe it or not, I do, but I don't love having to go to the store. I'm always forgetting at least one ingredient and then I'm throwing myself off and there goes the whole meal and then I'm just like mad at myself. But I love Green Chef because they send me everything I need and all I gotta do is chef it up. So go to greenchef.com/camp50 and use code CAMP50 for 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 2 months. That's code CAMP50 at greenchef.com/CAMP50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 2 months. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Scary stories around the campfire.
Welcome back to Scary Stories.
I'm scared.
This is not spooky. This is like, oh no, stop.
Embarrassing.
Get me off of this ride.
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, counselors.
Hello, camper.
I am the proud new mama of a baby boy. In an effort to get out of the house with him more, I signed up for a baby and me yoga class.
Boy mom.
#boy mother. On the day of our first class, there was a big snowstorm. Ooh, I'm chilly. I half expected them to cancel, but they didn't. I put on my parka, loaded up my little one, and hit the road. On the way there, I was listening to episode 103, rowdy at the Renaissance Fair. Laughing along with you two put me in a great mood.
I love it.
I parked my car, got my baby and my yoga mat, and walked in for my class. Picture this in your mind's eye. A small room with 3 women and their babies. I'm a few minutes late, so they've already started the class. Peaceful music is playing. Perhaps a sitar?
Oh yeah.
What's that?
It's like it's really big in Indian culture. It's you would know it if you heard it. It's like it's like a guitar harp thing.
When you did that,
that does the it does the wah wah.
That sounded like it.
Thank you.
I heard it and I know it now. That's a sitar, campers.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, it's like guitar with an S. I pieced the puzzle. The puzzle's done. You're welcome.
There's no more puzzle now.
There's no more
Puzzles
puzzles
are
in
done.
the world.
Wow, we never will get a puzzle again.
You're so welcome.
Well, the instructor smiles at me and indicates that she set out a mat, bolster, and blocks for me. She continues to lead the class in a calm voice. I shuffle in, carrying my baby in his car seat, my diaper bag, yoga mat that I apparently didn't need to bring, etc. I take off my snow boots and coat, get my baby out of his seat, and finally make my way to my mat. As I prepare to begin this peaceful practice, my son's curious little fingers find my Apple Watch. I like to think his 4-month-old brain carefully selected the play button on the Camp Counselors podcast. At a volume level that I can only describe as excruciating, our sweet, sweet Counselor Zachariah's voice filled the room.
Oh no.
Quote, they show up with their big hoses and they're squirting and they all have mustaches and they love ground beef.
Wait, so our podcast was literally playing.
It was the episode I was talking about how much I love
The firefighters, yeah.
They have their mustaches and they love ground beef. They do. And I was just saying in between segments that I have meatballs in the fridge and I want my ground beef.
What is beef anyway?
The instructor and other participants start to look around. What's this? She asks. And I begin to sweat. I sputter. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a podcast. They're talking about firefighters. Everyone laughs nervously as I struggle to find the pause button.
Literally because of your voice talking about squirting and fire hoses. This is too much.
My face now closely resembles the truck those hotties drive, bright ass red. It couldn't have been the wholesome segment on puffins. It had to be the raunchy, roughhousing fireman.
Yes, it did, because that's how the universe works. Everybody needed a giggle.
Our camper says, thanks for keeping me humble. Signed, 0 Zen in cabin 10.
Oh, that's cute. Oh my God, that's so funny. I wonder if it played off of her phone. Probably, which was like in a bag.
Well, I think you can play off your watch too. Oh yeah, maybe it activated the phone.
Yeah, because I don't think those don't make noises, do they?
They can. Of course they can. They can chime.
Are there speakers in it?
Yeah, you can talk on your phone through it.
Oh my God, I've never
We don't
fiddled with that.
We don't pay for the upgrade.
Oh.
We don't pay for like the phone plan, because if you add the $10 a month on the phone plan, you can like literally answer calls on it.
Yeah, got it. Something similar happened to me. Back at the school I used to work for, campers, if you're new here, I did work for a Catholic university, and they were putting together a presentation, or it might have been like a groundbreaking. I think they were breaking ground for like a new building or something. And they asked me to like put together a playlist or whatever. And I went and I helped them set everything up and take pictures and stuff. So while I'm doing this, I have my AirPods in, right? And I'm listening to Sophia with an F, friend of the pod, Sophia Franklin, who's talking like nasty, dirty shit. But to me, I'm like so desensitized. I'm just giggling because she makes me laugh. And then it's time for the playlist to play. So I send them the Spotify playlist that's supposed to play while everybody's filing in. They can't get it to work on their iPad. So I'm like, oh, just take my phone. Like, you can just use my phone. So they take it. And thank God I thought in my head, oh my God, I have my podcast pulled up on there. And it was literally like a nasty episode of Sophia with an F that was about to play over the speakers in an auditorium at a Catholic university.
But it didn't.
It was so close to happening. No, I know the story would have been better, but I'm a truth teller and I tell the truth.
That's like telling a story and saying, and it was all a dream.
No, it's not, because it literally almost happened.
Well, this did happen to our 0 Zen in cabin 10 camper.
I know, I love that for her.
And I love raunchy firefighters.
Yeah, it's almost like you're like our street team, like just out there on the streets playing it for everybody. You're really getting people to listen.
Wait, right before I started reading this, we had a hold for the fire trucks.
Oh my God, it's universal. It's full circle.
Okay, I'm gonna go spray Jonathan with a hose and eat a meatball. What are you gonna do after this? What are you gonna do?
Hopefully, what you are going to do is send us in your story because you can have your story read on this very program. Yes, that is a fact. So you can go to campcounselorspodcast.com or send us an email. If you're surfing the web, you can go to campcounselorspodcast.com or send us an email at campcounselorspod@gmail.com. Am I okay? Do I need a meatball?
You need a break.
I need a break. I need orange chicken. That's what I need.
And you need to rate our show 5 stars and send it to another camper. We're gonna go. We gotta go.
We have to go.
I got to go. I got to spread the news of the good Lord on the streets. That's me.
I'm pulling the plug, you guys.
I'm gonna be a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
Maybe not. I'm gonna look into it. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. See, the possibilities are endless. And with that being said, lights out, campers.